Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fara Farhana binti Muhammad Saleh. I'm from TSL2. So today I'm going to discuss about short story analysis. I choose set A, which is The Melody and the Cure by Catherine Lim, and Maria by Cik Husna. So this both a short story is a Southeast Asian literature, and Melody and the Cure is from Singapore, and Maria is from Malaysia. So I'm going to make it short and simple. I'm going to talk about multicultural elements and my point of view of this both story. So the first element is a social issue. For in The Melody and the Cure, the social issue is the extreme patriotism and excessive nationalism. We could say in this short story, Mr. Psycho Pan still stands straight while singing national anthem, even though bees stung at him. Um, then, after the song ended, he went to his office and called for help. For a normal person like us, if we are singing a national anthem and there is earthquake came and we must run for our life, right? But I think Mr. Psychopath is like too extreme. Like even the earthquake came, he not going to run for his life at all. And another evidence show that Mr. Psychopan also support the campaign named Stop at Two, which is the campaign is about to have only two children. But then the campaign changed to have three or more if we can afford. So we could say Mr. Sai have four sons, and there's a big gap between two hours of this campaign. I think that having a children is a freedom of choice. I don't think having children should need to be pressured or anything, and the government should not do campaign like that. But instead, government can do a campaign like awareness of having many children or having a less child, awareness about it, and the citizen will make decision themselves, right? So for the social issue for Maria is the gossip and rumors. Because saying Cik Gunab going to go to Cik Yam house to gossip about Maria and accuse Maria have put something at her nasi berlauk to attract men to come at her warungs. And Cik Gunab also accused that Cik Yam's husband, which is Tok Imam, eating at the Maria warung to flirting with Maria. And because of this gossip and rumors, this made Cik Yam very angry, and she even threw Tudung Saji on the floor when Tok Imam had come home to have lunch. So gossip and rumors is not good. After that, because of the gossip and the rumors, um, um, to Imam make to Imam always think about Mara and his old life. I think if the gossip and rumors doesn't spread to him, I think to Imam not going to think about Maria anymore or his love anymore. And gossip and rumors actually have many cons of it. One of it, especially if you are the rumors, so you will get depression, you will get stress, you will get angry, and you had insomnia, and it's bad for your health. So next element is family relationship. For Melody and the Cure, the relationship is between father and the sons, which is Mr. Psychopath is very strict parents with his sons. He even makes his sons to name themselves in Hanyupin. Hanyupin is Chinese character. His sons feel ridiculous because they find that their name in Hanyupin is hard to pronounce and hard to spell, and they want to be called in Western name. Even Mr. Psychopath also cried once because um, one of his sons doesn't wanted to listen at him. Her family relationship in Maria is about husband and wife. Husband is To Imam and the wife is Chi Yam. So we all know that husband and the wife have a good relationship. Chi Yam is very obedient and excellent wives, and they have a good relationship. And but Chi Yam can't bear any child, and because of that, it came of conflict between husband and the wife. So next element is belief system. So in Melody and the Cure, the belief system that they believe is patriotism. So not just Mr. Sai, but all the civil servants, they believe that they need to be good civil servants and serve their country. And Mr. Psychopan needs to support all the campaign and do everything his government asks to do. As I mentioned earlier, like he is too extreme patriotism, and not just him, but all the civil servants. So next belief system for Islam for Maria is Islam. They believe in Islam because um most of the people in the community of Molo is Islam. So they in Islam there is polygamy, which is married more than one wife. So you can do polygamy if you can afford and can be equal with your wife. And in this short story, you could see the Imam wanted to marry Maria as the second wife, and he asked approval to his first wife, which is Chit Yam, and Chit Yam approved it, and the To Imam and the Maria got married. So that's the belief system in Maria. So next element is value system. So the value system of formality and the cure is a citizen should be a good civil servants. Like Mr. Psychopan, he liked to give good example to his students because he wanted to be a role model as a good citizen. He also wears crew cuts and maintaining his short hair, but he keeps his crew cut long after the campaign against long hair is over. So I think Mr. Sai Kopan is like not just he just following the campaign, but if the campaign is done or over, then he will like over it. They Mr. Sai will forget about it. Next value system for Mara is a wife should be a good wife. So we could say Ji Yam is very obedient wife. Ji Yam took great care in its preparation, and she have a good culinary skills, and and she even her housekeeping was also a model um to be followed by other women folk in the village. And I think doing house chores and being a housewife 24 hours is going to you make you pressure, you make you depressed and stressed. And I think Chị Yum should have a me time or treat herself, because in this story it tells that Chị Yum is not very pretty like Maria. But I think if Chị Yum have a treat for herself, I think Chị Yum going to be pretty as Maria. So next element, which is the last element, which is gender issues. So in the melody and the cure, there is no mention about gender issue, but in the Maria, there is one thing, which is the Imam said that fertility had nothing to do with men, which is wrong. The Imam said that bearing children was a woman's job, and if she didn't have and didn't bear any child or get pregnant, there was something wrong with her, and it obviously wrong because we all know fertility is the both side have a big role, because because not just women, the men could have the problem itself, like maybe the men have a less sperm or have or an not ordinary sperm size or anything like that. So I think accused women have problem with fertility is very wrong, and it should be a problem anymore, because there are a lot of awareness about this. And so my point of view from this both short story is, I think both author wanted to critique and being sarcastic to the community itself, because in Melody and the Cure, Catherine Lim wanted to tell about Singaporean that obey all the rules in the Singapore, but when they come to other country like Malaysia, they start to littering, they start to cursing, they start to do everything that they wanted to do that they can't do at Singapore. And I believe that, because in my own experience, I see in highway, I see there is Singaporean cars that have their own plate, right? So they drive very fast, very very fast. And when I see that, like, not all of them are like that, but most of them like that, I think that why they are being like that in the other people country. When you are in other people country, you should behave yourself, because you are bringing your country, you know. And for Maria, I think Cik Husna wanted to criticize about the habit of gossip and rumors among Malaysian, which is we call it makcik bawang, and it become a habit to all Malaysian, actually, not just face to face. It's on the Twitter, on the social media, and so on. And it should stop, because it could bring harm than good. Other than that, I think Cik Husna also wanted to criticize the man, because the man is about polygamy and the desire for polygamy. It's like, I think polygamy, you could do polygamy if there is a strong reason for it. But in my point of view, I'm more prefer monogamy because if you don't have strong reason, then why you need to marry other woman, right? So that's the point of view of that's my point of view. So yeah, thank you so much for me.